Well, let's talk a little bit about screwing the pooch in Afghanistan, right? Joe Biden, the quote unquote president of the United States, supposedly 80 million people voted for this clown, this fool, this idiot, and he is the commander in chief of our U.S. armed forces, right? Our military. I don't know how big of a fucking idiot you have to be to leave Afghanistan the way that he did. But you got to be a pretty big fucking idiot. Matter of fact, the last time we had a big screw up like this was from another little president called Jimmy Carter, who at that time was then declared from then on to be the worst president in American history. He was bad, and the reality of that is, Biden makes him look like, like he was a good president. We abandoned our post. We left civilians behind, American citizens and civilians behind. And we basically handed over a country to a bunch of terrorists. We supplied them with weapons and munitions. We have given them money and resources. They swept through, took over the country. And it's not so much that we pulled out, but it's how we pulled out and what we left behind and what we, that's where we screwed the pooch. And the reality is we have to be aware of what's coming down the pike, what's coming to the shores of the U.S. And you hear a lot of people say, listen, all you people who serve, don't worry, it was not in vain. You're right, it wasn't in vain for 20 years, but then we just handed everything over to a terrorist organization. Our southern borders are absolutely porous. There are people streaming in from all over the world, and we don't even know who half of these people that are coming in are. You can look at the numbers of the people that they've apprehended and the people that have turned themselves in. Those are, most of those people are family units. But the ones that don't turn themselves in, the ones that make it into the United States, we have no idea who they are, where they went, and what their intent is. And now we have an organization, a terrorist organization abroad with U.S. military equipment, resources, and money. They're taking that equipment, they're sending it over apparently to Iran, and they're reverse engineering it so they could figure out how to counteract it, how to shut it down. This is the kind of stuff that pisses us off, that pisses vets off. This is the shit that pisses us off, right? And we wonder what the hell's coming, what's next. Guys, what's coming is going to be really bad. This is going to make 9/11 look like a fucking joke. Our intel community right now, if you believe Joe Biden, our intel community is absolutely filled with idiots who don't know shit. If you don't believe Joe Biden and you believe the intelligence community, then we have a president who's a fucking idiot and full of shit. Or it's both. But every single person responsible for that should be resigning. Every fucking general, every fucking admiral, the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, the president, the vice president, they should all resign over this bullshit. This was a massive, massive clusterfuck. And then we get Joe Biden comes on television, and what does he want to do? He wants to talk about the rescue operations and how he's going to be a fucking hero and how we have military troops standing by. You don't get to create shit and then become a hero by trying to fix it. But of course, he blamed everything on Trump. Well, this is all Trump's fault, and now I got to come in and clean up the mess. No, motherfucker, you own it. You fucking own it when you took office. And I'm a little pissed off. I'm a lot of pissed off. I got a lot of friends who are pissed off. We lost a lot of U.S. servicemen and women over there. We lost a lot of soldiers over there, a lot of warriors over there. And then just to fucking turn it over after 20 years and make the enemy stronger, there's no excuse for that. There is zero excuses for that. Period. 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 We got a president who doesn't even understand we have troops in Syria. We fucking had troops in Syria. But he didn't know that. This guy is clueless. Absolutely fucking clueless. And he's the commander-in-chief. And we got a vice president that's worthless. Absolutely worthless. I was in that room. Yes, I was the last person in that room. She said to the press, yes, and I support that decision. Nancy fucking Pelosi, what in God's green earth, man? We're allowing these people to destroy this country. Destroy it. So that what? We can go back to the polls and believe their political bullshit and their fucking little idle promises and stuff. A country that cares more about other fucking people other than the citizens of its nation is not a government that I want to fucking support. We are sending billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars all over this fucking globe, taking care of people that aren't even U.S. citizens, while we got shit tons of people living on the fucking street. Living on the fucking street. You want to pay for all these trillions of dollars in infrastructure and all this other shit? Stop fucking sending money overseas. Stop supporting people who are not U.S. citizens and start focusing on people who are citizens of the United States. But you guys want to just keep fucking printing money, printing money, printing money. Gas prices going through the roof. Freaking, food prices are going through the roof. When does this shit end? And you guys thought fucking, orange man bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. Well, how you liking this guy? How you liking this guy? You know what? If you can't live with a bunch of fucking, tweets because you get your goddamn feelings hurt, then you need to fucking grow up. Because everybody doesn't get a fucking trophy. Everybody doesn't get fucking promoted in the real world, and everybody doesn't get a raise just because they fucking exist. You got to prove yourself. You got to prove yourself if you want all that shit. But coddling to a bunch of goddamn babies, absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But that's okay, because every one of you people that voted for Biden own this shit. Own this shit. You own it. And matter of fact, you know what I say? I say everybody that fucking voted for Biden should gear up, gear the fuck up, and go get our people out of Afghanistan. Go support your president that you voted for. Stop letting good people die for your fucking mistakes. Do you know how many American servicemen and women we lose to suicide? A lot, guys. Tens of thousands we lose to suicide because they don't feel worthy. Because they go out and they do a fucking job. They secure the goddamn battleground. They make it, they do exactly mission fucking accomplished. They do exactly what you ask them to do. And then they come back to this shit. And then they ask the question, what was it all for? What was it all for? Well, for 20 years, your service was not in vain. It mattered. It doesn't fucking matter now, does it? It doesn't fucking matter now. Anyway, I'm just one angry vet. I appreciate you guys listening to this. And stop fucking this country up. Please. And listen to the goddamn majority, not the fucking minority. The 1% of people that want to change all this shit just because they have a voice on social media. Bunch of fucking babies on goddamn social media, I'll tell you that right now. Bunch of people spewing a bunch of shit that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And yeah, it pisses me off. It fucking pisses me off. Like it or not, Trump was one of the best fucking presidents we ever had. And for those of you too fucking stupid and too fucking young to remember all the other bullshit presidents that we've had in the past who didn't do shit, the man kept his promises. Kept his fucking promises. And isn't after all, that's what we want from politicians? To keep the promises they make to the American people? Not to screw the pooch. Anyway, that's my rant. Thanks for listening. See ya.